We all know James, right? Oh gosh, oh no, sorry, I was messing with my knife and I almost cut myself live on air. So James Charles, makeup dude, gay guy, who gets into a lot of trouble. I think what was his one of the really big things he did, like back in the day, he was having a kerfuffle with Tati Westbrook and what the fuck's his name? The guy who looks like Jared Leto's Joker. Jeffree Star? Yeah, Jeffree Star. James has been a part of many a scandal, usually revolving around him sexting or texting or sending explicit messages to children, like infant fetus babies. Okay, the dudes who he's sending like these very revealing pictures to are like they're you can, oh god, I'm just knocking over everything in this segment. Oh my gosh. Sending like illicit pictures and stuff to like minors. That you can still see they're like slightly moist after they came out of the uterus, my dude. And he's done it again. Boy, has he done it again. And he's gotten himself into some real trouble for once again sexting a minor. This time the kid was 16, little e-boy on TikTok who was a very big fan of James. So not only is he texting minors, he's texting minors who are his fans. So he has some real, you know, power over these sorts of people. And he's using that power now to get nudes from them. This is the story of one dude who was texted by James. And here's the video that he let out.
Okay, so trigger warning. I will be talking about grooming and James Charles. So if you get triggered by any of those, keep scrolling. But if not, watch this video, please. So last Wednesday on the 17th, James Charles snapped me on Snapchat. He added me back because I had snapped him a while ago, just like a fan to influencer conversation. I was excited because he's my biggest influencer-wise, and I've always looked up to him, so I was excited to get his message back. I don't have a lot of time, so I'm going to post proof of it right now. This is the notification that I got when he Snapchatted me first. And just for further proof, he deleted the chat. I don't know what he deleted, but that's me opening his Snapchat. I went into the bathroom, and I guess he saw the bathroom light, so he started making the conversation very sexual, and it made me really uncomfortable. And I'll post some of the stuff that he sent me now. You can't see it because it's blurry, because I took it on my iPad, because I don't want him to see that I screenshotted it, but I'll post it right now.
Send me a vid where you like pull your phone down in the shower and record hands-free, you flexing and showing off your muscles and hair. Hee. What the fuck is wrong with you? What's wrong? I don't know. So the thing is, I'm not sure if he knows that he's texting a 16-year-old boy. I have no clue. But you know, this is not cool. He's like Rachel, you know. He's still denying it, right? We'll get to that. He's like Rachel. He's like Ben Shapiro's Rachel, you know? He's like, please, anything, show me flexing. Listen, he's James Charles, right? Like, I don't know too much about this guy. One thing I do know is that he's rich. Rich people can get a whole bunch of people. I don't know why he's now down to start texting possible minors who message him, hello James, I'm your biggest fan on Snapchat. Why do you hit that person back up and be like, show me you flexing boy? Give me that. Let me see that little boy pussy. What the fuck, dude? James, calm down. Stop. And this one, it's hard to read this one, but you can make me finish just by flexing and showing off your body hair, without even taking your dick out. Okay. Yeah. Without even taking your dick out. Holy shit. He's like, I'm gonna come so hard to this child.
He proceeded to send me explicit pictures of his body. More in part 2.
Yep, that's nasty. Okay, so he also added on a part 2.
Oh man. And then he proceeds to say, so this is part 2 of the James Charles story. So after sending me that first picture of his body, explicitly, he sent me multiple after that, and I'll post them now.
Well, okay, we'll skip forward a little bit over some of these pictures.
Also, I told him my age. I told him I'm 16. Meanwhile, he's 21. He's a grown man. And then he proceeds to say, oh, but I didn't get to see meaning my body. And after telling him, like, no, like, I'm not going to send it to you, he kept on asking for pictures and videos of body hair and me flexing and stuff. He proceeded to ask to FaceTime me, which I then said no to, and then I asked why. And this is what he said.
Just watch you show off your... just watch you show off and look hot as fuck. Haha. I actually don't get it. Why would you ever do all of this, right? Why? Why? What's wrong with you? You can get anybody, yet you want to go for the people that you have power over. He's a predator. He is. He's hunting. He's on the hunt. We're fucking Chris Hansen. We need him to come out of retirement as soon as possible.
It's sad to say that I can't even look up my biggest influence the same again. I've heard multiple stories about him doing this to people, but you never believe it until it happens to you. So now I'm a big believer of what James Charles does to other people, and it sucks because he has so much going for him, and he does this to himself.
So James has been under a little bit of heat. And when I say a little bit, I mean just a little bit. Really, he hasn't been hit that hard for grooming children for pictures of their body. This is not okay in any way, shape, or form. But people have just kind of brushed it under the rug. And James decided to release a little oh, I'm sorry you felt that way sort of apology on his Twitter not too long ago. He wrote it in his notes and then he just shot it over. James claimed 16-year-old who accused him of grooming and harassment lied about his age, right? There's a video going around about me on TikTok and Twitter of a guy calling me a groomer, and I want to address it right away. The accusation that I have groomed this person is completely false. Last week, I came across someone on my Instagram Explore page. He followed me, and I added him on Snapchat. Why? Dog, you're a massive... You don't think that this person that's following you is your fan, right? The more likely than not, if someone's following you on an account like that, they're like a fan of you, right? So why would you do something like this? I saw a guy on my Explore page and I added him back since he followed me. You didn't think to ask for, even if you're going to like follow someone back like that, you didn't think to ask for their age or anything or even see, because this dude looks really young. Personally, he looks like he's in baby mode to me. But people say that about me, like I look really young, but whatever. Do your thing, chief. The next morning, I woke up to several snaps of this person being excited that I added him back, saying he loved me and that and also lewd pictures of himself in the shower. I asked how old he was right away, and he told me he was 18, and I started flirting back. Wait. Shane Dawson's career got destroyed over something similar. We'll get to that. Wait. So even if this chain of events was true, right? Why are you texting someone who says they love you, who is obviously a fan? There's still like the fan aspect to this of the grooming part, that you having massive power over this person that you just start sexting with. Why? And even if you wake up to like lewd pictures and they say they love you, block them. Even if this person was sending you unsolicited pictures, block them. Why are you going to start flirting back and engaging? What's happening? Who do you think you are? In the excitement of meeting someone I thought could be potentially great, I didn't ask for a copy of his ID or passport. Oh my gosh. You just do this with fans? Does he go to like fan meetups and try and pick up new like fuck toys? It is clear now, based on the video he uploaded, he was taking pictures of me with another device and had an ulterior motive from the beginning. Ulterior motive of being sexted by an adult when he's a child? I mean, even if this was true, you have a responsibility not to be texting children and not to be texting people who could be your fans as well. Right. But I don't know. Maybe he just doesn't care or something. I don't know. It's just really weird. Really, really interesting that. Later in that day, he said a few things that made me question the validity of his original age answer, and when I asked him to confirm his age once again, he admitted he was 16. I told him I was really uncomfortable and apologized for flirting, but he insisted on continued talking, saying it could be our little secret, and he's a fan of mine and would never tell anyone. I told him I wasn't okay with this. He started getting upset, and at this point I unfriended him. We haven't spoken since. I'm not victim blaming or victimizing myself either. That's exactly what he's doing. What are you talking about? After false allegations like this in the past, I would never knowingly engage in with anyone underage and put my life on the line for a few Snapchats. This is apparently just something that he just does. I still think I think it's still maddening to me that someone would actually think it's okay to just be hitting up potential fans as well for like sexting adventures. You couldn't do this in any other way. You couldn't go anywhere else in the world, but you had to do this here. For people who follow you on Instagram, you just like pick from the bunch of the kids who follow you, who are you gonna start sending dick pics to next. Wild. Sorry. Because of situations like this, because of situations like this, instead of taking someone's word for it, I will now ask to see ID and passport of a guy I have a conversation with. That's not just having a conversation with. And the videos that he showed, he was like, hey buddy, let me see that shit. Let me see that shit, boy. Gross, dude. And the guy also made a response to this as well. Showing that so James Charles said that he didn't know the kid's age at all. Goth Queen of the Dark. Oh my gosh, you're so dark and queen-like and goth. Thank you so much for the follow, for joining the frenzy and being so incredibly pog. I really appreciate you. Thank you. James Charles tried to say that he didn't know what the kid's age was at all. But interestingly enough, on his page, it says right there 16. It's like it's just sitting right there. Just sitting right there. Now, is it possible for him to just have put his age in his bio? True. This could have been sometime. But the possibility, I think, is a little bit low. And the fact that James Charles has been seen doing this several times is unfortunate that he would even try this. Wait, what is this? 300,000 subscribers in the last 30 days. Holy shit. So this is in November he's been dropping in monthly subs, but it doesn't look like there's been any like real precipitous drop or anything recently. Oof. Monthly gain views. This is this. Oof. Man, he's just starting to recover from where he was. He didn't recover from all the way back then, and then it's falling off again. Yeah, so he hasn't been taking that big of a hit from this, actually, like at all. And even if he's lying about his age, why are you still texting people like this? You shouldn't be doing stuff like this. The kid, he looks like a fucking child. He looks like a child still. I don't know. Maybe it's just me. Maybe I have a better sensor for these things, right? And there's also him talking to his friend as well.
So one of my Snapchat videos want to send. So basically what I said like an hour ago was that I get what you're saying. It makes sense. I'm not going to make any big steps yet. I'm just going to kind of wait it out to see what goes on from here. Even though he already did it. If he asks for something again, then that's when I'll consider it. But if not, then... But he still did it. Like, that's the only problem. I don't know. We just have to talk about it more.
So yeah, this was him talking about how he was messaged by James first. So I mean, a little bit of blow into what James was saying, that he didn't know his age and he was the one that initiated first. James, why would you do something like this? This is so fucking cringe. Why would you do anything like this? Even if I was here now, not even bigger, right? Even if I was here now, I wouldn't ever try to start sexting some of my fans and people that watch me. That's just wrong. You shouldn't be doing that. And not only that, you're going to get caught up in like, harming children, sending illicit pictures to children. You shouldn't just be thinking about yourself that way. You should be thinking about other people, the grooming that you're doing to them, the damage that you're putting them through as well. Because I mean, still, right? Kid, 16. You're 21, dog. You're 20. I'm like less than a year older than you. We're about in the same age range. We can't be doing that stuff. I was gonna say anymore, but we can't be doing that. We can't be grooming anyone at any point in time. Don't do it. It's bad. But he's been mostly able to get away with it. And I think one of the main reasons is because the people who he's harming are dudes. They're men. People don't, or just guys, boys, right? They're males. That people just don't care about their feelings. The guy that we watched just a little while ago, he said it himself, and he was a conservative. He was like, yeah, people don't give a shit about men. They don't care about if they're like assaulted, harassed, groomed, manipulated. If it's happening to them, maybe they just should have put on their man brain and actually should have done something about it. People just don't care. If like fucking Jake Paul was doing this to like little like 16-year-old girls, if he was like sexting 16-year-old girl, he was in the shower flexing for like 15, 16, 17-year-old girls. Can you imagine where he'd be? He'd be thrown off a cliff. They'd freaking hog tie him and throw him off and throw him into the Grand Canyon, dude. He would be slaughtered for this. There are people who have already been destroyed for this. Shane Dawson made like illicit comments about Will Smith's daughter, Willow, right, when she was younger, and he got destroyed for it. And now Tucker Carlson, James Charles has been texting multiple children but they're guys, so who really cares, you know? Who just water off the duck's back, you know? Just he'll get away with it again. Oh, if it wasn't for you and you meddling YouTubers, he would have gotten away with sexting those children again. And when I say again, I mean yes, again, because he's actually done it multiple times. But I want to show you a little clip here that may be a little bit of an insight into why James has been going for these for kids like for people like around this age, you know.
I'm much more mentally and emotionally mature than a lot of people my age. I'm not physically attracted to older guys, which sucks. Like I would date like the absolute youngest, like 18, 19 that looks a little bit old.
There was another clip where he
nice
said
interview guy. He's like, so I'm not attracted to older men. I just want to date the youngest possible legal person alive. And Logan Paul's like, yeah, interesting.
That makes sense.
It's like, no, back the up. Say what?
You have the emotional maturity of a 40-year-old, according to you.
Yeah,
but you
but I want
to
to an 18-year-old.
which means you want to manipulate and power play an 18-year-old. If you think you're 40, you want, like, that doesn't make any sense. Find another person your age that has that mental capacity as you.
But now, see, the thing is, what was really telling about that situation actually is when instead of him being like, oh, I'm not really attracted to older guys, but I'm really emotionally mature, but I don't want a guy who's looks younger but is the same emotionally mature. He's wanted a guy who was a lot young, well, a bit younger, was actually on the very edge of legality. He wants barely legal boys, all right, who just look a little older. Not even if they're mentally mature, have the same mental maturity as him. He didn't care about that. He just wanted them to look a little older, just swooping up barely legals as much as possible, right? And I see a lot of people saying like 21, right? For me personally, sitting as just turned 22, I am starting to think about starting to cut 18-year-olds from like my dating pool, because you're starting to get to that point in life where the differences that you have as like a 20-year-old and definitely like early 20s, like 22, 24, and like an 18-year-old, that's starting to like get a little bit, the difference there is starting to get a little bigger, you know what I'm saying? And especially like hunting for people that age, it's starting to get a little weird. If you're just open to those sorts of people, maybe sure. If you're hunting from them, I don't like it. But there was another dude who came out as well about this, about what James put him through.
Regardless of however long it took for me to come out with this story, it does not matter. I can speak about it 10 years down the road. That does not matter. The point is what he did was wrong. As you guys can see, he was giving me attitude for not sending him nudes. And then I woke up unfriended, which I found disrespectful. He even questioned my confidence, which was even more disrespectful because you never question somebody's confidence. After that, I sent him a long-ass paragraph on Instagram, and he told me I was overwhelming him when he overwhelmed me. Regardless of however long it took for me to come.
I'm trying to see what you want to do. What do you mean? Like, show me what you want to do. Think about it. Get hard. And snap me. James, why the fuck are you hitting up kids over and over again? Over and over again. Multiple times. Still. Multiple. Why? I don't understand it. I don't understand why they'd be doing this. And I only think that people wouldn't care because they're guys. Yeah. Squad W, I think Squad W indeed. So listen, people clown on Squad W every now and again. In some cases, it's extremely true that that men are people just don't care about how men are treated in some situations, because that people just are primed not to care about men's feelings or any trauma that they're put through, or sometimes even admit that there is no trauma. I've heard people saying that if men are like assaulted or whatever, that they don't even go through any trauma, so we shouldn't care about it. And if they are assaulted, then I mean they should just man up and just tough it out. It's ridiculous the way that some people are treated and how he's just able to get away with it, right? And I don't think any person I don't think any person whatsoever, if they have a massive fan base and they're constantly picking up and hitting up underage people constantly. This isn't a thing that happened once off, one time, constantly, consistently doing this to people over and over again. I think that there's something wrong there. You've done something wrong. This doesn't happen to normal people. Normal people don't just consistently hit up children over and over again and ask them to send them dick pics and them flexing. This doesn't happen. You're doing something wrong. And if you're not taking any steps to actually address those problems or even come to grips with what you're doing, then I don't think that you're really worth that salvaging as like a personality. Fuck's wrong with you? You're weird, okay? And a bad person. You are grooming children and you have to stop. You have to stop, right? If soliciting nudes from a minor, right? The original kid was a minor. If soliciting nudes from a minor isn't something that'll rile you up to actually talk about the story, then I don't know what is. At that point, I just think that you just don't care about this if it happens to guys, right? People like Lionmaker was thrown in jail. He was thrown off the internet for grooming and soliciting nudes from minors. But James Charles can just get away with it scot-free after he Banana Peel Steve slip and slides his way into another grooming situation of a minor over and over again. Really? I don't know. Just seems kind of ridiculous to me. But I don't know. Maybe some people see something that I don't, or maybe they're just okay with it. Who knows?